So guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Red Manx TV video. And first of all, I want to say sorry there was no reaction to the Wolves game. On the day of the game, when it was over, I went out after and I was out all day, so I didn't really have time to do the reaction video for you. And then the next day after that, or the day after the game, I didn't feel too well. I didn't want to come on here and give you guys a half-hearted preview. So I thought I'd do it all in one video today. So there's going to be two parts to this video. The first part is going to be me talking over that Wolves game, giving you my thoughts on it, and then the second part is going to be obviously talking about the Bournemouth game, which is tomorrow. I didn't want to do two separate videos for it because the game was so close. It's coming up tomorrow, isn't it? So I just thought I'd do it all in one video. So if you do enjoy this, guys, I'm sorry about it, there was no reaction if you're watching out for it, but make sure to smash a like on this video, guys, be much appreciated. Make sure to subscribe, bottom right corner, and also let me know your thoughts on that Wolves game, which put us into the top four. And again, another win, another goal from Marcus Rashford. It was absolutely brilliant. So make sure to let me know your thoughts on that, and also let me know your thoughts on tomorrow's game against Bournemouth. Let me know your score predictions. But anyway, guys, let's get on to the video. So guys, what's going on? So tomorrow night, Manchester United are back in action at Old Trafford, taking on 15th place Bournemouth. And I do expect it to be a similar game to the Nottingham Forest one, hopefully. But we'll talk more about that later in today's video. But I want to talk about that Wolves game the other day. On that Saturday, Manchester United in the early kickoff, beating Wolverhampton Wanderers by 1 goal to 0. And it just felt so good getting one over Wolverhampton at the Molineux. And I did say in that preview it was going to be a cagey game. It was going to be a tight game. Not many chances. There'd be a late goal, and there was a late goal due to Marcus Rashford, and it did end 1-0. But the main talking point going into that game, which we heard when the team lineup came out, was that Marcus Rashford was on the bench. And first of all, I was like, all right, I can kind of understand it. There's a lot of games coming up. Maybe it's a time you can rest Rashford. But then we heard it was for disciplinary reasons, internal disciplinary reasons, and I thought, yeah, this can't be right. Marcus Rashford is not the type of guy to miss a meeting, turn up to training late, or do anything bad like that. But it turned out he overslept. He missed the training. He missed the meeting, I think it was. And again, he was benched for it. And that's what I like to see. You know, the standards at Manchester United, which it hasn't been for a very, very long time. You do the simplest thing wrong. You missed that training session. You missed that meeting by 1 or 2 seconds, and you're going to get the consequences are going to happen. You're going to be put on the bench for the next game. But the main thing, which I absolutely loved by Marcus Rashford, is he didn't cry about it like Ronaldo did. He didn't get angry about it. He didn't not want to come on off the bench. And the main thing was he was called upon, he came on, and he made the difference. He scored the winning goal, and afterwards you saw the delight that Ten Hag had, going over to him, giving him a hug, and everything's forgotten now. So that's what I absolutely loved about this, because Ten Hag is realising that over the last couple of years or so, there's not been standards at this club. People have got away with too much, and again, he doesn't want that at the club. You do the simplest thing wrong, and there's going to be consequences for it. And that's why I absolutely love a proper manager at Manchester United. And it ended up working out well, because Marcus Rashford thought, I'm not going to let this get to me. I'm going to come on and make the difference. And the goal was absolutely brilliant as well. And again, another goal for Rashford. He's on world-class form at the moment, playing at the top of his game. And overall, I was absolutely delighted with that, because the amount of times we've gone to the Molineux and struggled, and it did look like a game where it was going to go in that way, because it didn't look like we were going to score. We needed someone. It was like a game where you needed someone to come on and make the difference. You needed a super sub. You needed a game changer. And that's exactly what we've got. And Marcus Rashford playing like this is absolutely unstoppable. I was a bit sad when he wasn't starting, but overall I do think we'll see a lot of players getting rest over the next couple of weeks or so, because we've got another game tomorrow. We had one Saturday, we've got one tomorrow as well, so I do expect maybe a few changes to come in as well. Anthony and Garnacho look like they might be switching about as well. Maybe Garnacho started because Rashford, of course, was on the bench for disciplinary reasons. We don't know, but I would expect a few changes, because we have a lot of games coming up. As I've said, we've got Bournemouth, then we have 2 cup games, which I think will be good for players to get rest, and hopefully the players on the bench, the likes of Donny, Garnacho, Fred and McTominay will get minutes as well, which is always good for them. And then we have after that Arsenal and Man City, and that's when hopefully we can give the players, the main players, the key players, good rests over the next couple of weeks, so we can get them ready in time for that game. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that Wolves game, because I was absolutely delighted. There were so many good things coming out of the game. 3 points, another clean sheet for Manchester United, back-to-back clean sheets for David De Gea, and again, the manager at the moment is just making me fall in love with him. Everything he's doing is just what needs to be done at Manchester United, because to get this club back to the top, you need to be you need to be strong. You need to be strong as a manager. You know, you can't let anything get you. You can't have an ego, really, can you, as a manager? So overall, I was very happy with what happened and the result. But let's talk about tomorrow's game, guys. Another opportunity for Manchester United to pick up 3 points against 15th place Bournemouth, who've only won one game in their last four. So in the last five, I mean. So again, it's a very nice fixture. It's a good game for Manchester United to have, coming off that Wolves game, going away to the Molineux and then going back to Old Trafford and taking on Bournemouth. And I do expect this one to be a very, very similar game to the Nottingham Forest one, where we just controlled the game, we dominated. And again, Bournemouth are a type of side which they're going to be bouncing out. They might be in the Championship next season, but then they might come up again. So it's a Championship caliber side, which we should be getting the job done. So, you know, it's a game Manchester United definitely need to be picking up 3 points from, considering that, as I said, in the next couple of weeks or so, Arsenal and Man City to come. And I did say Wolves and Bournemouth had to be 3 points, 6 points altogether. So we've got there, we've got halfway, and we need to just get the job done tomorrow. But I'm excited to see the boys play as well, and that's the thing I think a lot of us fans are happy with. You know, we're excited now. There was many times in previous seasons where we'd look into these games and we just wouldn't get excited for it. We wouldn't get up for the games because it was just so hard to watch the likes of Fred and McTominay in the midfield. It was so hard to watch Maguire and Lindelof at the back. You just knew we weren't going to do well. You knew there was going to be mistakes, and again, we would just not look forward to the games, which just, you know, it hurt us as Manchester United fans, because none of us should be going into the games not looking forward to it and not expecting a win. But now we're playing with Casemiro in the midfield, who's just absolutely exciting. Varane and Martinez are just absolutely doing amazing at the back. You know, David De Gea is playing well. Rashford, top of his game. Bruno Fernandes, in that Wolves game, getting the assist, been so influential. And I've said it, he's so key to this squad in that middle, in that cam position, just sprouting balls to Rashford, Anthony, Martial. And again, Martial didn't do well the last game, but again, he's a player. If you create chances for him, you get him involved in the game, that's when you'll get the best out of him. Now, I don't think he was too involved in the game. It was a similar game where the likes of last season with Ronaldo and Cavani, it's the graveyard shift, isn't it? And that's what Martial kind of had against Wolves. He were not creating enough chances. We weren't getting him involved in the game, but we needed someone to come off the bench and make a difference, and Rashford did. But yeah, it wasn't the best of performances against Wolves, which I thought it was a bit shaky because we'd never looked like scoring in that game until someone came on. So that was a bit of a worry. But again, maybe going to the Molineux, as I said, we've always struggled there. They've always made it hard for us, so you can kind of forget about it in that way. But yeah, I'm excited to see the boys play. Rashford again should be starting this one, which I'm again excited to watch. Definitely needs to be getting a couple of goals here against Bournemouth, as weak as they are. But yeah, I do think we'll go quite strong for this one. As I said, we got to win, but I will put my team lineup on the screen now.
So guys, my team going into the game tomorrow against Bournemouth. So I have gone David De Gea in net. Left hand side I have gone Shaw, but there's probably a 75% chance he does play at centre back again alongside Rafael Varane. We heard the last game from Eric Ten Hag that Martinez was not fully fit. Yeah, he needed more training sessions, but will he be involved in this one? Maybe on the bench, maybe starting. I'm not too sure, but if he is on the bench, he's surely fit enough to start this one. So I have gone Martinez and Varane just in case, but there's probably a higher chance of Shaw starting there and Malacia being on the left again. Right hand side, Wan-Bissaka, and he's playing really well at the moment. I'm really happy with how he's going under Ten Hag at the moment. And you know, the thing I love as well about Ten Hag is he's getting the best out of his fringe players. He's getting the best out of Fred at the moment. He's getting the best out of Wan-Bissaka. You wouldn't have said that like 1 or 2 years ago because he was absolutely terrible, but I'm happy how he's doing at the moment. And then in the midfield, Casemiro and Eriksen is just a no-brainer. Left hand side, Marcus Rashford to come back in after his disciplinary reasons and missing that meeting the other day. I think all things are happy now after that goal. Right hand side, I have gone Anthony. I think just playing him in more games is the best way to get the best out of him at the moment, because he is going through a bit of a phase where he's not playing well at the moment. He's really not. He's the only one in the team who we would question with how well he's doing with a price tag on him at the moment, but hopefully we'll improve over the next couple of games or so. Of course, Bruno in that cam position, and up front, Anthony Martial. It's the only option we can do up front because we don't have a striker, so that's why the January transfer window, I don't know when it opens, I think it opens very soon, but that's when, or it might be already open, I'm not too sure, I haven't heard too much on it, but Martial to start up front for me, guys. But yeah, guys, that's my team going into the game. Let me know your thoughts, let me know what you guys think down below, but let's get back to the video.
So guys, there we go. That's my team lineup going into the game. I have gone strong for this one, and as I said, I do expect the next couple of games or so. I think we've got Charlton in the cup at home, which, you know, maybe some of even the youngsters should be getting a chance in that game, potentially one or two of them. I'd be very happy for a couple of them to come in and do a job against Charlton with a few of those key players in the team as well. And then we got Everton after that, which we should be putting quite a strong team up against, just because it is Premier League opposition. But yeah, it's a good chance, as I said, for like Bruno to get a rest, which I think could do really well for him. Rashford to get a rest as well, although he probably doesn't need it anymore at the moment, I mean, because he's playing so well that he could score every game. You know, maybe dropping it might lose his confidence a bit, but it didn't the other day, did it? When he came on, he just manned up. He accepted he made the wrong decision. He accepted he did wrong, and, you know, he accepted the consequences of it, which I think is really good from him. And then came on and made a difference. That was something that just made me think, yeah, this Manchester United team has changed. This Manchester United team now is serious. We're into the top four, as I said now, which I think is really good. A first time we're in the top four since March. And, you know, Spurs dropping points over the weekend. It was really good. Newcastle dropped points, Man City dropped points, Chelsea dropped points, Spurs dropped points, and Manchester United, now Ten Hag's tricky Reds, won away at Wolves to put us into the top four. And a win tomorrow would put us 5 points above Spurs. And the way they're playing at the moment, it's not looking good for them. So I think, as I've said, Manchester United in a very strong position at the moment to get into that top four. And we're not too many points off City as well, who were the favourites for the title this season. So it's been a really positive season so far. But again, it's not over yet. We have to keep it up. And as I said, I want to see us play how we have been over the last couple of weeks, every single game, because they've shown they could do it. They've shown the standards are there. You know, that's what you need to be putting in every single week, every single game. That the standards need to be there. And apparently, Ten Hag said at half-time to the players that you're never going to win this game with the way you're playing. And you're right, because it was a very awful half. I mean, we had chances to score, but again, there wasn't the intensity there. There wasn't the level which we have set against Forest in that game. So when we upped it in the second half, it was all Manchester United, and the goal was coming as well when we brought the subs on. So I was really happy with that. But yeah, into the top four. It's a good chance to go 5 points above Spurs tomorrow, and I think we will do it. I think I'm very confident. You know, these type of games last season, I'd be like, nah, just imagine that. Games against like Bournemouth, Forest last season, we wouldn't have won these type of games. But that just shows, like, over a year, the course of the year, how things have changed, and how bringing in a manager, which is a proper manager, you give him control of everything, and this club is going to turn around. This club is going to turn around with players coming in. Like, how badly did we need a CDM? The difference, how badly did we need 2 good centre-backs? I mean, we've got 2 world-class ones now. There's a lot of world-class players in this side, which we couldn't have said, 2 or 3 years ago. Even last year, we couldn't have said that, really, couldn't we, with the players we were playing? But, yeah, let's get on to a bit about Bournemouth. So, Bournemouth, of course, came up from the Championship, had a good season in there. But, again, as I said, they're a team which will bounce from the Championship to the Premier League. And, again, they'll probably go down again this season. They're in 15th, and they have got a couple of decent results. So they're not in the relegation zone. So, at the moment, there's a few teams which are worse than them. But, you know, in the last 5 games, they've lost 4 of it. So, they're going through a phase now which you expect them to go through the half of the season. With the players they have and how weak their team are, you would expect them to go down this season. So I would really hope Manchester United win this game by quite a lot of goals as well. And, you know, we need to be on it again. We need to be on it now. It can't be anything like that Wolves game, because in that one we got away with one in the way because Rashford came on, and at the moment it does look like we're a one-man team. If you're not watching Manchester United, you're thinking we're a one-man team in Marcus Rashford, but you have to remember that Bruno, so influential in this squad. Anthony, again, is a massive worry at the moment. I mean, his price tag is not his fault, so that's the pressure being on him. I said that when we signed him, the pressure will be on Anthony to perform well, and when he goes through these type of phases, he's going to get a lot of criticism from our fans, from rival fans. It's just how it's going to be with the price tag that we bought him for. But overall, I mean, hopefully he will improve. But the second half against Wolves, he was alright, but again, it's just not... He's just too predictable at the moment, and things have got to change with him and his attitude going forward. Garnacho is bright in that game as well, should have had a couple of goals. But our attack at the moment is very scary. You know, we haven't got too much depth overall, but Anthony, Sancho, when Sancho returns as well, we're going to get even better. Martial, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, you know, I said Garnacho, Elanga will be going on loan probably, but, you know, our attack is really good at the moment, and I'm really liking how we're going, and how we're progressing in that forward line as well. But I will, as I said, 3 points has to be a must tomorrow. Bournemouth's key players, Solanke, Kiefer Moore, but as I've said, there's not a lot in that squad, so I do expect Manchester United to be dominant in this game, and I'm going to go 4-0. I'm going to go 4-0. The way we're playing at the moment, back at Old Trafford, as I've said, it's a really, really good game to have coming off that Wolves game going to the Molineux. So I will say 4-0. And let me know your thoughts, guys, and your score predictions going into the game. And of course, guys, make sure to subscribe, hit that red button, smash a like on the video. And to me, guys, I will be back with the reaction tomorrow and hopefully another 3 points.